my bicycle explorations of Toronto continue. I'm now on Gerrard Street East, and this is Little India. And you can see there's tons of Indian places, Pakistani places. This place here has just recently been reconstructed. I think there's probably a big restaurant or some sort of a store that's going to go in. And you can see the Oriental design. And one store after another actually is either Indian or Pakistani. And this is actually a very, very popular area in Toronto in terms of restaurants. I mean, there's some really, really delicious food here. And obviously also clothing stores. Kumar's Silk House. So obviously you can see Siddhartha Liquidation Center, costume jewelry and fashion, Dulha Dulhan fashion. So if you need a sari, for example, I mean, you can get it right here in Toronto. There's some beautiful merchandise in all these stores. India Center and Theatre. So the Toronto Indian and South Asian community is definitely congregating in this area. And it's a little quiet today. It's Sunday afternoon in October. Kohinoor Foods, actually, you can get really good vegetables at a very reasonable price. And obviously you can see there's just a ton of South Asian stores, and I can just smell the curry. Actually makes your mouth water when you go through here. Milan Sari Emporium. Let's see. Hope I don't have an accident right here. Okay, New Asian Video and Electronics. This is the beauty of living in Toronto, because as you know, I'm a travel writer. I go all over the place to different places across the world, but without even needing a plane ticket, I can visit the whole world pretty much right here, because we've got people from all over the world in the city. What I really love about it is the fact that, you know, we've got, I think, more than 200 different linguistic groups right here in Toronto. But the interesting thing is that there is quite a bit of interaction. We don't really have a lot of ghettoization as, you know, maybe some other place might have. We do have ethnic neighborhoods, but people, for the most part, socialize together, they work together. So there's a good deal of interchange going on between the different ethnic communities, and that's one thing that I really like. Being originally from Europe, I know the difference, because Europe is wonderful, but in terms of immigrants and people from different places, people are not quite as used to that concept, so there's a bit of suspicion and people stay to their own ethnic groups. That's one thing that I think Toronto has managed really, really well, is this whole process of immigrant integration, and while people can actually hold on to their identity, they learn over time, you know, all the new customs and traditions in Canada. Canadian-born people actually celebrate some of the customs of the immigrant groups. It becomes a really interesting interchange of people from different places, which I personally love. As a travel writer, you can imagine, I mean, I'm fascinated by people from different places, different cultures, different food. And the good thing is I can get it all right here. I don't necessarily have to leave town for it. Now, this area is a beautiful area. We've left Gerrard India Bazaar behind us, and I've cycled now just on the continuation of Gerrard Street into this ethnic neighborhood, not ethnic, sorry, into this residential neighborhood. You can see everything is decked out for Halloween. Halloween is coming up in 3 days. And this is one of my favorite streets in Toronto, actually. I just like the way it sort of snakes down around the corner. And there's a big cemetery here, which is actually St. John Norway Cemetery. And it's sort of part of the upper beaches or the extended beaches area. And it's just a really nice scenic neighborhood with a big hill to my left, which I'm going to have to climb very shortly. Lake Ontario would be on this side, on the south side, but we're about maybe 10 minutes away from it right now. And I'm gonna start getting ready, trying to get up the hill here. So I'll check in with you later.